Welcome to another episode of Funky Town Collectibles. Thank you for joining us here on this journey today. Today we have a very special Super 6. I would take time to introduce these guys beside me and myself, but by now, y'all already know who we all are, so all we gotta do is say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up? So today, like I was saying, we got a very special episode of Super 6. Thanksgiving was 3 days ago, 4 days ago, roughly, somewhere around there. Days run together when you get my age. But anyway, so what we wanted to do is we wanted to take things that we were thankful for in the pop culture community that we had represented by our pops on our shelves and share them with you guys. Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So usually we start to the sides. I'm going to start today. I warn y'all, if you're emotional at all, I might have you cleaning out some Kleenex boxes here when I do my Super 6. So if you're ready for that, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
You ready? Yeah, awesome. So my Super 6, the very first one I chose Steve Irwin here from the Crocodile Hunter carrying an alligator. They have a chase out with him carrying the turtle, but to me, it was all about, since he was a crocodile hunter, getting the actual one with him with a crocodile. I want to take my time to thank Steve Irwin and the Irwin family. When I was a young boy, watching the Crocodile Hunter really introduced me to the world of reptiles. I'm a big reptile lover. Passing that on, some of my brats in the Brat Cave, they love reptiles. They eventually want to help get a pet snake over here in the house in Funky Town. Who knows, might even get a tie-dye, something tie-dye for the snake. Who knows? But Steve Irwin passed away tragically on one of his expeditions. Got stung by a stingray or something. I don't know all the details about it. Tragically passed away, but hats off to Steve Irwin. I'm thankful to Steve Irwin, the Irwin family, the original crocodile hunter, never be replaced, often imitated but never duplicated. Steve Irwin, hats off to you. Thanks, man. Second guy I want to go to, I have right here, we have a custom pop that we ordered from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
From Japan. This one's a little more emotional even, so I took Stan Lee here with our custom pop holding the Infinity Gauntlet. If it wasn't for Stan Lee, with Marvel Comics being a creator, a co-creator, and the absolute wonderful work that he did with Marvel Comics, I don't think, honestly, society would be in a good point that it is today without Stan Lee being part of our world. Just what he did with Marvel Comics, the fact that no matter if you're black, brown, white, girl, guy, confused, it doesn't matter what you are, Stan Lee did something for you in Marvel Comics to bring you together. 11 years of our life here in Funky Town was watching the Marvel Phase movies that just wrapped up recently here earlier on this year. Stan Lee was a genius. He was a humanitarian, and he will always be remembered in the pop culture community as he's definitely got to be ahead on the pop culture Mount Rushmore. I don't think that any of us would be here today doing everything from pops to comics like our friends do over at Triangle of Truth or anything between had Stan Lee not been involved in pop culture. There was always one Stan Lee, there will never be another Stan Lee, and we're forever grateful, Stan, for the work that you did. Excelsior, my friend. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pass it over to Virginia now that all the crying's done. I'm going to pass it over to Virginia. Babe, what do you got for us today?
Okay, so today I took Dark Willow because I'm a huge fan of the Buffyverse. I watched it from way back when with the horribly bad Buffy the Vampire Slayer with I can't remember her name. But it was a 1980s movie and it was terrible, campy, but I loved it. And then the series, and it was just such a big part of me developing what I liked about pop culture in general. And this figure in particular is because Willow is my favorite character, and I loved the story arc where hashtag spoilers if you haven't seen it, but the story arc where even the best of heroes can become the villain in the story.
Right.
When she got pushed too far and she became the bad guy. And had to be brought back down to herself. It was a great story arc, and she's the best character on the show.
I think also Buffy's a really good one too, because I think also Don't know where it falls in the time frame of the show, but I want to say it was Dark Horse Comics.
Mhm.
If I'm wrong on that, please don't send me hate mail. Send it over to my cameraman instead. He loves reading that kind of stuff. But I think Dark Horse Comics actually did a Buffy run that a lot of people like. I think earlier this week or late last week, our friends over at Triangle of Truth actually did a review on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So if you want to know more about Buffy and the comics of Dark Horse, check them out. But definitely, Buffy was definitely a part of pop culture. You can't be who you are. You can't be our age for sure, whether you loved it, whether you hated it, whether you just felt about it. Everybody knows who Buffy is in some form or fashion. So that's really good. What else you got for us?
The other one I took is Jim Henson. We have Jim Henson here holding Ernie, and as a child, an '80s kid, most of us out there at some point or another watched Sesame Street or The Muppets. I mean, it was just ingrained. That's how most people learned their alphabet and their counting and everything, and it's still running today. But it was a little bit deeper. In my family, we watched a lot of Muppets, and in particular, at this time of year, it always brings back my my tie to family, because every year we watch Muppet Christmas Carol for a family tradition. I've watched it every year since as far back as I can remember, and I've always been extremely thankful for that little tie that helped me spend time with the people that I care about.
Right. And Muppets are still, like you said, ongoing too. That's really cool. Jim Henson holding Ernie. There's also one out there that we want to get, Funkamaniacs, with Jim Henson holding Kermit as well. Put them side by side. The work he did with puppeteering it was unheard of at the time that he came along. No one did that kind of work. He was kind of looked at as a maniac almost because of what he wanted to do with puppets. So that's really cool too. Good shout out there. Definitely also what they're being used for right now is kind of funny is you also see, we watched all those movies and all the Muppets and Sesame Street and stuff like that, like you mentioned. But also now they're doing Facebook portal commercials. Kind of cool to watch old school too. There's even one with Kermit where he has like a little frog. I don't know if it's his son, his nephew, but that's pretty cool. So that's two really good pops. I'm going to shoot it over for the moment that all of y'all have been waiting for. I know we have Fandles out there. I know that y'all have been waiting for his too. Y'all have probably already paused this video multiple times to discuss which way Randall's going to take this train. So I'm going to pass on my conductor hat here. Randall, why don't you go ahead and lead us off with what you got today?
I guess I'll start with the first one here with Thrall. I mean, we're big video game nerds here in Funky Town, so it doesn't get much better than what that pop represents in World of Warcraft, the game. All the way back to the original Warcraft. I mean, it's a MMORPG, so it's hard to get a game that's often imitated but never duplicated. Lots of games try to be the next World of Warcraft. Everybody always talks about what's going to shut World of Warcraft down. It's just never going to happen until the creators get tired of creating it.
Right.
You can log on to the game and never do the same thing twice if you don't want to. Right. So I mean, I love playing it. We all love playing it. It's just
for the Alliance.
For the board.
Yeah, it just doesn't get better than that as far as a computer game, RPG, massive multiplayer online role playing game is. To me, it's the best out there.
Arguably, that's what I was fixing to say, actually. It's funny. It's almost like we're related or something with brainwaves sometimes. But arguably, in my opinion, the best video game ever created. Love it. Hate it. It's out there. It's in your lives. Deal with it. Best ever. When you're best, you either have a following or you're most hated.
What I think makes it the best video game out there is there's something for everybody. Like, everybody could do something.
There literally is. You can do nothing except run around and fish the whole time if you want to.
Yep.
So... All right, cool. Go back to what you got here for the second one.
The second one here I got, of course, I know it's the Disney pop, but it's Mickey Mouse. If it wasn't for Mickey Mouse being popular and being founded, and for Walt Disney creating it, none of these iconic moments would ever happen. Disney World would never be founded. No princesses would ever exist. The Marvel Universe would probably already be sunk. I mean, it's just... It doesn't get any better as far as establishing a cartoon and a network of cartoons, animated series, and now even live action. It doesn't get much better than Disney. And Mickey Mouse, I mean, it's from Fantasia. It's probably his most iconic movie he's ever been in.
Mm-hmm.
It just the popularity it has, it doesn't get any better than that.
Right. I was definitely a skeptic too when I heard that they were buying Marvel Studios and I heard that they were buying Lucasfilms. I was a skeptic. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I have to sit here and say I was wrong. If it wasn't for Disney buying those, I think both those film franchises would have been so.
I think so too.
No doubt. That's really two good pops. So, Funkamaniacs, I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving with your friends, your family, your dogs, your goldfish, your hamsters, whatever have you. Make sure, reptiles, make sure if you haven't yet, grab somebody you're close to and make sure it's always good to tell them, let them know why you're thankful that they're in your life, why they're a part of your life. So, you have anything else you want to add today on Funky Town?
Nope.
You have anything else you want to add, Funky Town? Well, thanks again, Funkamaniacs, for joining us this Sunday here on a trip to everybody's favorite Sunday stop. One more thing to say before we get out of here. From all of us here at Funky Town to all of you guys out there, we want to let y'all know we love y'all 3,000, and we'll catch y'all next week. See ya.
Bye. Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and also ring that bell so you get notified whenever we post new content. And also remember this Thanksgiving season that if we all spent a little more time being thankful for what we have, we would all be in a better place. See you next time.
Bengals for life!